Hi there guys, Paul from First of Fitness here. You may have seen a previous video that I have put together, which is basically talking about two odd diets. One of them being the one I've been using since 2015 was the Twinkies diet, where a professor in America ate Twinkies, 1,800 calories a day, mostly junk food, and lost 20 plus pounds in 10 odd weeks. Can't remember, but it's on my other video. But then there was one this year, 2017, where a guy who runs a website called Havent Ice Cream, where he's done similar diets to this before, but he's never done anything this long. And he wanted to do a diet to, again, prove the point of calories. There's a lot of people out there that are scaremongering, giving out the wrong information, making things a bit more complicated than what they actually are. I don't know why they're doing it, but they seem to be doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the video that he recorded of his results. I'm going to run through a few things beforehand, and then I'm going to give you a few of what I think, or why I think the outcomes that were negative and why they came about. So 100 days of ice cream, protein powder and alcohol. So this guy, he had 2,000 calories of ice cream. If you like Ben & Jerry's and you want, or if you like ice cream and you want ice cream reviews, it's probably a pretty good website, YouTube video channel for that. So 2,000 calories of ice cream a day, 500 calories of protein powder a day, so no actual real food for 100 days. I've put in the alcohol because what he said at the beginning of the video was that if he fancied having a beer or some alcoholic drink, he would take those calories, work them out, and then take them from the protein calories. So if he had 2 beers, there's probably a very high chance he would have a very low protein day. So that's the YouTube channel there, Abs and Ice Cream. That video that is on that screenshot, that's the intro video where he explains the setup of it. This little quote here I took from his website, that's the link there. So 45 days, he weighed 171 pounds, which gave total weight loss at 20 pounds. So 20 pounds in kilos is about 9 kilos of weight. And that's roughly halfway through eating ice cream and protein powder. So again, no real food. And this is a quote from a guy called Alan Aragon from the same website as well. So whatever helps debunk the popular idea of magical weight loss foods as opposed to a calorie deficit gets the thumbs up from me. So from that little quote there, he was just talking about how, again, a lot of people are giving out the wrong information. Sugars are what makes people fat. Fat's what makes people fat. Insulin spikes, glycemic load, glycemic index of foods, they're all basically wrong information to give out if the main goal is weight loss and the underlying principle is not being followed, which is a calorie deficit. If you're not following a calorie deficit, you're not going to have a very successful weight loss diet. So I'm going to play this video, let him talk about the results he got. So he'd done blood work at the beginning, 100 days of ice cream and protein powder, and then some more blood tests just to see the health markers and what changed if doing that type of odd diet does actually give some health negative outcomes.
So, it's finally time for the video that I've, for some reason, been putting off for like 2 weeks now. Not necessarily putting off, just slacking on, I guess. So, My bad on that, but it's time for the blood work video. I had blood work done right before the 100 days of ice cream, and then I had it done right afterwards. So now we can answer the question a lot of you have been asking, and I've been wondering myself, especially with how crappy I felt. Sure, I lost weight, but did I get healthier? Let's find out. So I'm going to upload the actual blood work to my website, absandicecream.com. Not today, but soon. I'm not going to make a promise on when I'm going to do it just because this took 2 weeks, but I'm going to upload the before and after because, I'm sitting here reading from my notes, so he's just making shit up. So they'll both be up there so you can see for yourself that this is legitimate blood work and these are the actual numbers. So with that being said, let's jump into it. All right, let's start off with triglycerides. I'm not going to explain what everything is or what its effect is. If you don't know and you're really interested, it takes a quick Google search. But basically, triglycerides are the fat in your blood that may raise your risk for heart disease. So I started off at 72, ended at 47. 72 to 47. That is a big drop. So major improvement there. 72 down to 47. HDL, that's your good cholesterol. Just for confusion's sake, I'm going to say good and bad, but you need both of them, obviously. So HDL started at 52, ended at 69. It went up, which is good. Anything above 60 is considered high, and high is good. I wasn't really low to start with. I was fine, but it actually went into a phenomenal range. So again, second thing, improvement. LDL. Bad cholesterol, the one you don't want to be too high. That one started at 52, which is still really good, but it ended at 45, which is even better. Cholesterol started at 118, ended at 112. So on the blood work, they rate your overall cardiac risk factor based on all your variables, and optimal is 0 to 5.5. I started off at 2.3, ended at 1.6. 2.3, already phenomenal, down to 1.6 after 100 days of ice cream. All right, let's move on. There is one thing that got worse. It actually went below the optimal range, but barely. So I'm not even remotely concerned about it. And that's vitamin D. Vitamin D started at 33 and ended at 27.84. 3200 is optimal. So I'm slightly under optimal, but it's so close. Not worried about it at all. But it did go down. The last three are just kind of there because, some people may be interested in them. Just a few more things to throw in there. Sodium started at 141, ended at 143. Normal is 136 to 145. Basically stayed the same. Potassium started at 3.8, ended at 3.9. Normal is 3.5 to 5.1. Nothing to see there. Protein started at 7.4, ended 7.1. Normal is 6.4 to 8.2. Again, nothing major. So those are all the important things I thought the blood work showed. If you have any other questions, you can ask me about them. If they're on there, then I'll answer them. But other than that, I was super excited going through this. I'm annoyed with myself that I waited so long to sit and actually compare everything. I was really borderline the whole time. I was like, I think it's gonna get better because I'm losing so much weight, but I also am not sure because I'm just eating ice cream and taking multivitamin. So I really wasn't sure what it was gonna show. I don't know, especially because I started feeling so terrible about halfway through. It's like, man, I really hope my body's not just dying, but it wasn't. I may have felt bad, but things were getting better. So if anything, this just goes to show you that yes, it's important to have a whole, balanced, nutritious lifestyle, of course. But the main factor, the number one thing that determines whether or not you're going to be healthy is weight. Weight, weight, weight. That is the main thing that matters. So focusing on all the shit, all of the fluff, all of the extra things, like cutting out junk food, only eating whole, only eating organic. It's fine to start worrying about eating healthier things eventually. But the main thing at first is to worry about losing weight. And whatever you need to do to get that weight off in a healthy way. By healthy, I just mean something that you can live with, something that you enjoy as much as you can enjoy losing weight. It's a miserable process, but something that you feel like you can stick with, something that's not just destroying your life, and something that you think you can stick with and transition into a normal lifestyle after you're done. That is the main thing. You just need to get that weight off. That's what's going to make a difference. If you keep the weight the same but switch from junk food to whole foods and just start eating organic and all that stuff, it's not going to make that much of a difference. That's not what matters. Getting the weight off, number one priority. After that, awesome. Let's focus on the other stuff, but that's all just fluff. This is what's important. This. And remember, I only worked out for about the first half of this project. I did zero cardio the entire time. And I only lifted weights for around the first 50 or 60 days. That's it. The last half, nothing. And I work from home. So I was extremely sedentary. It's not like I have some job that gets me out moving all the time. No, if I'm not working out, I'm not playing with the kids, I'm not moving. So again, the main thing, lose the weight.
So amazingly, all the health markers improved, which again is weird when you look at the foods he was eating. Everything improved. So again, it just comes down to eating healthy is not always the same as eating for weight loss, but you can lose weight eating junk food and become healthier at the end of it. So one of the things that did drop was vitamin D. Now, he also mentioned that he works at home. He stopped going to the gym halfway through. So I would say the reason why he had a very small drop in vitamin D was purely because he wasn't going outside as much and getting the natural vitamin D from the sun. So it's not really much of an issue. Quite easily supplement it. In the UK here, I would suggest supplementing would probably be a very good idea to do. Protein was down, but again, not by much. So the range there is nothing to worry about. And weight loss for the project, it was roughly 30 pounds, 13.6 kilos of weight loss. Again, eating zero real food. So if you are looking to lose weight, food choices are kind of irrelevant if the calorie deficit is adhered to. So in the video, he says lose the weight and then the health markers will improve. So I would go a little bit further and say lose the fat. So for us here at First for Fitness, I will say people are not overweight. I would say they're over fat. It's a bit more descriptive to the issue people want to solve. If someone's overweight or if someone calls themselves overweight, you could go on a low carbohydrate diet. Because you're not eating carbohydrates, you're not going to hold as much water weight, so therefore at the end of a week you're going to have lost weight. You wouldn't really have lost body fat though. So weight itself can fluctuate a couple of kilos a day due to water retention and other things, and again the menstrual cycle for women, the weight will fluctuate as well through that depending whereabouts they are. So yeah, the main thing to do would be adhere to a calorie deficit and lose the body fat basically. So that kind of goes to show that if people are talking about glycemic index, insulin spikes, anything along those lines that doesn't talk about the calorie control and calorie deficit, they're just missing the point, overcomplicating it, and just making it a little complicated than it really needs to be. So again, just going to run through why do diets fail. it's as simple as that. If you're no longer in a calorie deficit, so if you are if you are burning more calories than you're eating, that's a calorie deficit, and staying within a healthy range on a calorie deficit, you will lose body fat. And 3 reasons why you might come out of a calorie deficit. Calorie balance has changed. So in some instances here, you will have some clients that come in and they will say that they have eaten the same, but since they got a new job, they have started putting on weight. So if the calories eaten are the same, their calories burned per day has just dropped. So therefore they were going from a calorie maintenance into a calorie surplus. So again, eating more than they're burning, and the weight just slowly builds up. So change of job would be an active job where you are walking around, carrying things, moving things around, to being office bound and just sat behind a desk. So there would have been a big calorie shift in that instance. Can no longer adhere to a diet. Again, so fad diet, so you may have been on a diet where you're very low in calories, you then crash burn, go for a binge, that binge turns into 1, 2, 3 more days, and then you end up being back where you were started or further back from where you were started. So starvation diets, fad diets, there's too many to list. And then the other one kind of follows along the same lines as the fad diets. It focuses on the method rather than the principle. So the principle is calorie deficit. So if the diet no longer, or if the diet doesn't focus on that and focuses on more on food choices, then that's its method, and it's not adhering to the principle. So that's kind of what we mean there. Calories are king, energy in versus energy out. Just to give you a quick visual, so if you have your calories in the same as your calories out, you're going to be in maintenance mode, so your body weight will stay pretty much the same. And to create that deficit, you just need to increase the calories going out and or decrease the calories coming in. You can do a little bit of both, or you can just do one or the other. And the whole system is dynamic. It doesn't sit still. So if you're in a calorie deficit over a period of time, your basal metabolic rate will slowly decrease, but there's ways and means around that, which is what we do here with our clients. We manage a number of things on the nutritional front. And yeah, if you guys, this is a quick presentation about the results of the diet that I've been talking about quite a lot with our clients especially. So if you guys have any questions on that, just post them in the comments below, and then one of the team here will come back to you.